What is going on, guys? I'm the Killer Polar Bear, and today I'm bringing you guys a little bit of a storytime commentary about how I almost got arrested. So, the story that I'm about to tell you takes place about 3 months ago, back in October. And one night, me and a couple of my friends were hanging out, and we had absolutely nothing to do. There was no movies that we wanted to go see. There was no parties that we could go to. We had absolutely nothing to do. And our one friend ended up calling us up, and he's like, "Hey, I'm going to this abandoned house. Do you guys want to come?" And this house was supposedly haunted, so we're like, "Sure, why not?" It was around Halloween time, so if the house would have been haunted, that would have been awesome. But sadly, it wasn't, and it was just something to do. So we get in my friend's car and we start going, and this house was kind of far away from where we lived. It's about half an hour away. So by the time we got there, it was about 10:30, and some of the people we were with had to be home by 12. So we were like, "Okay, we'll only stay here for half an hour, and then we'll leave." And this house is placed in this really weird area. You have to get off the main road, and then you have to drive down this really long dirt road. And at the end of that road, there's a gate that you have to hop. And then after you hop the gate, there's another long dirt road that you have to walk down to get to the house. So we get to the house at 10:30, like I said, and we got carried away with what we were doing. We were breaking down walls, breaking windows, just being teenagers, wrecking stuff, causing havoc, and we got carried away. And we ended up staying there until about 11:30, and we're like, crap, we have to get these kids home. We don't want them to get in trouble, and we want to do other stuff as well. So we get out of the house and we start walking up towards my friend's car. And right as soon as we walk around these trees, we can see that there's two guys by the gate with flashlights. And we're like, shit. So we hurry and jump into the trees, and we sit there and watch them for a second. And we were kind of confused because across the street from the gate, there was this big industrial park that has big semis and stuff, and they were moving trucks in and out of there. So we were kind of confused because we didn't know if the people were there to bust us or if they were there to just, move the trucks around. So we decided to take this other trail around that would put us up at the top of the road. And we go that way, and we sit there and watch them for a second, and that nobody is leaving. And so we ended up just deciding that we'd wait there for as long as we could to see, if they ended up leaving. And as the trucks were going in and out, those two guys with the flashlights stayed on their bed of the truck and just sat there. And we're like, crap, they're probably here to bust us. Maybe the best thing to do is just to hop the fence, go talk to them. They'll probably yell at us and say, "Don't come back here again." And that will be the end of it. So we hop the fence and we start walking towards my friend's car. And right as soon as I'm about to grab the handle on the door, these guys start to walk towards us. And I'm like, no, this cannot be good. So we start walking towards the guys, and the one was probably about 60, and the other one was about late 40s, probably 50. And as we got closer to the guy, the older one said that he wanted us to go stand in front of his truck and show him the bottom of our shoes. And we were kind of confused. We were like, what, do you have some weird foot fetish or something? Why do you want to see our feet? So we're doing what he's saying because we don't want to get in trouble. And right as soon as we get up to him, he freaks out on us. He starts screaming and yelling at us. "You goddamn kids are always coming. You're always destroying my property. You're breaking into this house, doing all this stuff." And we're like, "Whoa, dude, this is the first time we've ever been here." And he's like, "No," he's like, "You guys come here all the time." And we're like, "You can't prove that. This is the first time we've been here." He's like, "No, I can because of the bottom of your shoes." And we're like, "So you can prove that it was us just by the bottom of our shoes?" He's like, "Yeah, I've taken pictures of the shoe prints before, and I can show that it was your guys' that made them." And we're like, "Okay, dude." What you do not realize is that every single teenager around here has the exact same shoe brand, and that brand uses the same tread pattern for every single shoe that they make, so you cannot base that it was us off that fact. And he continued to yell at us and told us that the cops were on their way, and I was like, crap, if the cops are getting involved in this, it can't end well. And he continued to yell at us for 10 to 15 minutes until the cops got there. And to put it in his words, he called us punk-ass bastards that should be put in jail, which I kind of had to laugh at because, this dude was seriously off of his rocker. He was insane. And come to find out later from my friend who was standing, directly in front of him, who was, an arm's length away, said that the dude smelled heavily of liquor, and he was probably drunk off of his ass, which makes it even funnier. So the cops get there. And the sheriff comes up to us, and he's like, "Okay, what are you guys doing?" We're like, "Well, we heard that there was this old man in the house here, and we kind of wanted to come check it out. We heard that it was haunted." And he's like, "All right, is this the first time that you guys have ever been here?" And we're like, "Yeah." And he continued to talk to us for a second and was, asking us, why we came and stuff. And he's like, "All right, I need to go talk to the old man." And he's like, "I'll have the other cop come and talk to you." So he goes over and talks to the old man. The other cop comes and talks to us, and he just basically took down all of our information and stuff, like our names, address, phone number, license number, all that fun stuff. And then they go back and sit in their cars and like look us up. So we have to sit there for a second and just like have like awkward glances at the old man, and then like just have this way awkward moment between them. And the cops finally come, and the old man leaves, and then the cops come up to us and they're like, okay guys, here's what you can do. He's like, I need you guys to pull out your phone and call your parents, and then I need to talk to them. And we're like, all right. And he's like, you guys aren't in trouble. He's like, the old man wanted you guys charged with a bunch of stuff. He's like, but I really don't want to get you guys in trouble right now. He's like, I checked all of your records, and you guys have nothing on them. You know, this is the first thing that you've really done that's bad, and I don't want to mess up your record for something stupid like this. I know that you guys were just trying to have fun. You weren't doing anything bad. You know, it would have been different if we would have got to you guys and you would have been like drunk or high. You know, then we would be having a different conversation right now. But since you guys are completely clean and there's no trouble here, he's like, I'm just going to let you off the hook. And we're like, yes. So basically, we just had to call our parents and tell them to come pick us up. But the cop ended up telling us that we didn't have to have him come pick us up because he was fine with our friends just coming, or our friends driving us home if our parents were okay with it, and he didn't want them to have to drive all the way out there to get us. And all that we had to do was let the cop talk to our parents just to make sure that it was fine. And I got home, and I was expecting my parents to be like absolutely pissed at me, like, why did you do something that would get you in trouble, blah 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 blah. It turns out they weren't mad at all. They thought it was actually pretty funny. They're like, yeah, we used to do dumb stuff like this all the time when we were in high school. You know, it's no big deal. It's not like you guys got in actual trouble. If you would have been arrested, we probably would have be having a different conversation right now, just because you'd be in a lot more trouble. And, you know, you'd probably get, like, screwed later, like, when you try to get scholarships and stuff. And I was like, yes, you know, I'm clear. I am not in trouble. And I got a funny experience out of it. So, guys, if you enjoyed this storytime commentary, come check out my channel. I have others like it. Other than that, that is the end of the game. Final score is 31-4. I hope you guys enjoyed. Peace.